Someone waits for me.
This is Ken Carpenter welcoming you to the Bing Crosby Show, presented by Chesterfield. The Bing Crosby Show, produced and transcribed in Hollywood with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Judd Garland with the Rhythmaires, and Bing's guest, Miss Judy Garland. In Chesterfield's ABCs, A is for Always Milder and Arthur Godfrey. B is for Better Tasting and Bing Crosby.
Yum, yum.
C is for Cooler Smoking and Perry Como.
Happy Harry, always in the middle. That's
And now, here's the star of our show, Mr. Better Tasting.
Thank you, Ken.
You're welcome, Mr. Tasting.
Oh, you can call me just Better.
All right.
Plain Better. Or if you want to get real chummy, call me Betsy.
Thanks, Betsy. And you can call me Kenzie.
Well, I think we've got the wardrobe for it, don't you? Say, Kenzie, do you realize this is a very important month in the world of music?
Oh, what happened? Did they put fog lights on Mel Torme?
Oh. Bigger than that, Ken. Where you been? This is Guy Lombardo's 25th year in the music business.
You know, 25 years is a long time in any business.
You bet. We can all learn a lesson from the Royal Canadians, Ken. They've proved that if you've got talent, clean uniforms, and one good arrangement, you can go on forever.
There's always a lot of kidding about that subject, Bing.
What subject?
Well, does Lombardo really play every song the same way?
Well, Ken, to the layman, maybe, but to the musician, definitely.
Well, anyway, Bing, Lombardo's music is as great now as when he first started. But there's just one thing I miss these days.
What's that?
Oh, those wonderful vocals by Carmen Lombardo.
You do? But I'm just kidding, Ken. All the Lombardos are the tops. Just look at their record. Just look at what they've done over the years. Do you know they've played in New York at the Roosevelt, right through Teddy, Franklin D, and it looks like they'll still be there when Franklin Jr. gets in. The Democrats in the joint tonight. Yes.
You know, Bing, I'll tell you one thing. The Lombardos are the Chesterfields of music. They satisfy.
Yes, they do, Ken. But that comes later, folks. Here's the Donovans from Top of the Morning. The Rhythmaires join me in this lively Kamalia. John Scott, let's have it. Wait till I get over there. If you would like to see the height of hospitality, the cream of kindly welcome, and the core of cordiality, joys of all the olden times you're wishing to recall again, then come down to Donovan's, and there you'll meet them all again. Oh, Katie LaFalcha, they'll give you down at Donovan's, as cheery as the springtime, as Irish as the Donovan. The wish of me heart is, if ever I had anyone, that every light that lightens life may light upon the Donovan. Hey! Hey, hey! Hey! Donovan's! Now then, when yous rise to go, it's, then now sit down again. Isn't it the haste you're in now? And won't you soon come round again? Your carbine and your overcoat, well, you'd better put astray from them. 'Twill take you all your time to try and turn yourself away from them. Oh, Kate me LaFalcha, they'll give you down at Donovan's, as cheery as the springtime, as Irish as the Donovan. The wish of me heart is, if ever I had anyone, that every lock that lightens life may light upon the Donovans. That every lock that lightens a life. Oh, faith, you'll try anything when you're at Donovan's. I thought it was Dennis Day there for a minute. May light upon the Donovan. Hey!
Boys and
I think
girls.
I broke something.
Well, it was a very jolly kickoff.
Kickoff. Oh, you've got the football motif tonight, huh?
You've got to be topical.
But I got an idea for football. This is really going to change the whole game.
Well, what is it?
I'm coming out with a girls' football team. Yes, sir. I'm calling them Crosby's Pummeling Pandas.
Well, Bing, I gotta hand it to you. You've certainly come up with a new idea.
Well, I think so, but I'm not sure it'll work.
Why not?
Well, I don't know how I'll ever get 11 women to wear the same hat. How are you going to do that?
Well, it is tough to get women to agree about hats.
It's tough to get women to agree about anything. Uh-huh. Oh, a nasty laugh in the front row. Walt Disney has a fine picture opening nationally next week, Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Here's the ballad, which I sing in the picture. Once you have met that little coquette, Katrina, you won't forget Katrina. But nobody yet has ever upset Katrina. That cute coquette Katrina. You can do more with Margaret or Helena or Anne or Angelina, but Katrina will kiss and run. To her a romance is fun, with always another one to start. And yet when you've met that little coquette Katrina, you just lost your heart.
You can do more with Margaret or Helena, or Anne or Angelina,
but Katrina will kiss and run. To her a romance is fun,
with always another one to start. And yet when you've met that little coquette Katrina, you've lost your heart, lost your heart.
you can do more with Margaret or Helena or Anne or Angelina,
But Katrina will kiss and run.
to her a romance is fun, with always another one to start. And yet when you've met that little coquette Katrina, you've lost your heart.
Yes, you've lost
Your Very effective you were, Nat. Very effective. Thank you, folks. You know, when you come a-calling on friends, like we do every Wednesday night, you couldn't ask for nicer company to bring along than somebody like Judy Garland. So now it gives me great pleasure to present somebody like Judy Garland.
Thank you, somebody like Bing Crosby.
Hey, Miss Judy. Half a mo here now, Miss Judy. Before we dust off even one diphthong of dialogue, I'd like to tend my personal accolade to you for your sparkling work in the good old summertime. Brilliant, brilliant.
Thank you.
See that? Leo will be happy, I know. I saw it in an open-air theater in Nevada last month.
Oh, you have drive-in theaters in Nevada, Bing?
No, not drive-ins, Judy. In Nevada, they're trot-ins. Up there we travel on horses, gal. Yeah.
Well, drive-in movies on horseback, that can't be much fun.
Why not?
How are you gonna neck?
Up in Nevada, ma'am, when we go to the Trotter-in movies, we go to see the movies. When we want a neck, we go to walk-in movies. Just like everybody else.
Yeah. Well, look, about those trot-in theaters, isn't it uncomfortable for the horses standing through 2 features and a newsreel?
Oh, no. The horse don't mind standing. Of course, I always loosen my horse's girdle a little.
Well, a lot of women do that when they get in the theater, too.
Well, then all that snapping and popping in the theaters isn't just bubble gum, huh? Cracker Jack or something.
No, that's just the gals getting ready for Gregory Peck.
Oh, no! I tell you, though, Judy, you ought to come up to Nevada. Visit the Trotter-in Theater. I got a wonderful horse for you, too. He's got a nice long tail. Not only will he stand steady so you can see the picture, but he keeps the flies off you, too. He's a handy horse.
Look, what happens if you want to eat some popcorn up there, partner? What do? Hang a nose bag on you?
No. You just hang a nose bag on, and that leaves both hands free for applauding and shooting. Applauding and shooting.
Shooting?
Yes, I saw a Western up there. One of my neighbors, a fellow named Willis Packer, he plugged the villain before a hop-along cast he could even draw.
Oh, Bing, the cowboys don't really shoot bullets at the screen, eh?
Fusillades. Yes, they sure do. That's nothing. Whenever they show a Bob Hope picture up there, the Indians shoot arrows at it.
Oh, well, Hope is a big following among the bow and arrow sets.
Well, that figures. It looks like a bale of hay with a target painted on it.
Say, that's the nicest thing you've ever said about Bob.
Well, I'm mellowing. I even like Carmen Lombardo now. But you know, Judy, the Lombardos have been in the music business for 25 years.
Well, you go pretty far back in the radio business, don't you?
Far. Judith, very few people know this.
Right.
But I was the one who introduced John to his first wife.
You mean you go back before soap operas?
I go back before soap. Why, I remember a show called One Man's Blind Date. That's how one man's family started.
Say, I'll bet those were the days. I'll bet those were really the days,
you can just go bet your socks on that, kid. The pioneer days of radio, by gum.
Tell me, Bing, what was radio really like in its infancy?
Well, it was like television is today, without pictures.
Oh, that couldn't have been. How did it ever pull through?
Sheer determination, hard work, fortitude, aggressiveness, and Lanny Ross.
Oh, it all sounds so romantic. I wish I could have heard some of those early shows.
Well, do you know something, Judy? For your benefit, just to show you what it was really like, we'll do a typical day in a broadcasting studio circa 1927 or so.
Oh.
Ken, little identification, please.
Certainly, Bing.
Kenzie, what's the matter with you?
Bing, in 1927, I was a tenor.
1927, everybody was a tenor. Baritones didn't come into style until after the market crashed in 29.
Everything went down then.
Everything except Morton Downey's voice.
That must have been when Mort was a boy soprano. It was a long time before he grew up to be a man soprano.
Oh, I love you. Judy, here's something else I bet you didn't know. What? Morton Downey is the guy who introduced Coca to Cola.
No.
Yes. And before that, Mort introduced Coca to a fellow named Ginsberg. They put out a soft drink, but it was a big flop. Coca Ginsberg just didn't go.
Well, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, let him go for it. No, lay there. Lay
really?
Big omelet. Yeah.
Coca's doing very well now, and Henry Ginsberg's your boss at Paramount.
Yes, and Downey wishes Henry was his boss at Paramount, too.
Say, by the way, where's Morton Downey now?
He's the mother bear at the Cub Room in New York. But come, Judy, let us tiptoe backwards through the calendar to the old days in radio. Set the scene, Ken.
Good morning, everybody. This is Ken Carpenter welcoming you to the Columbia Broadcasting. This is 1927. We haven't got a system yet. Stand by for a moment, please. We interrupt this static to bring you a program. At frequent intervals throughout the day, we will interrupt our programs to bring you additional static. The correct time is now 5 a.m., and here are Punchy and Judy, your happy wake-up kids.
I'm Punchy.
I'm Judy.
We're never mean or moody. We're joy and sunshine on the air. We're the happy wake-up pair.
Well, hiya this morning, Punchy.
Punchy.
Huh? Oh.
Punchy. Don't wait. We got to get this thing through.
I'm just as happy as all got out.
Got out?
Yeah, I just got out of bed.
Well, Judy, you got a song for the folks?
Yes, sir, I got a sizzler.
Well, let her sizzle.
They say I'm crazy, got no sense, but I don't care. They may or may not mean offense, but I don't care. You see, I'm sort of independent. I am my own superintendent, and my star is on the ascendant. That's why I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what they may think of me. I'm happy-go-lucky. They say that I'm plucky, contented, and carefree. I don't care. I don't care if I do get a mean and stony stare. If I'm not successful, it won't be distressful, 'cause I don't care. A girl should know her etiquette, alas, alack. Propriety demands we walk a narrow track. When fellas used to blink at me, I'd freeze them and they'd shrink at me. But now when fellas wink at me, I wink at them right back. I don't care, I don't care if people frown on me. Perhaps it's the lone way, but I go my own way. That's my philosophy. I don't care if I do get a mean or stony stare. There's no doubt about it, I'll sing and I'll shout it, 'cause I don't care. Oh, I don't care, I don't care. When it comes to happiness, I want my share. Don't try to rearrange me. There's nothing can change me, 'cause I don't
We pause now for identification.
This is radio.
Thank you. The National Farmer and Farmerette Hour, brought to you as a public service in the interest of farmers throughout the land.
Have you looked at your corn crib lately?
Thank you, Groucho Garland.
Our guest speaker for today is a successful young farmer from Burr Oak, Michigan, Mr. Reuben I.J. Crosby. Incidentally, Mr. Crosby, what does the I.J. stand for?
I raise foxes.
Mr. Crosby, I understand that you're also a chicken fancier.
Well, I don't get to town very often. All of us is human, you know.
No, I mean on your farm.
Oh, well, on my farm I get that human feeling too. That's why I come to the city.
Say, you're pretty foxy today.
Raise them, you know. Say, Bub.
Yep.
I tell you my idea for getting my hens to lay more eggs. I've been experimenting.
Well, what have you been doing?
Well, I've been setting my hens on doorknobs.
Does that increase your egg yield?
No, but you ought to see my hens open doors.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Crosby, and do drop in again.
Howdy, Bub.
Hello, everyone. It's time for your afternoon meditation. And here is your weaver of dreams, the masked poet.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dreamboat Crosby. Yes, ladies, it's Dreamboat time again. Once again, it is time to cruise down the river of goo. In my scrapbook of memories, I bring you this bit of philosophy penned by an aspiring young poet, Mr. Herbert McCarthy of Bowden Square, Southampton, Long Island. As you wander down life's highway, through field or hill or heath, the man worthwhile is the man who can smile with friendly credit teeth.
News flashes from Hollywood.
Good evening, everyone. This is your Hollywood reporter, Judy Parsonhopper. Flash. Here's the... In the romance department, what's this between Ben Lyon and B.B. Daniels? What's this between Ricardo Cortez and Constance Talmadge? What's this between Rudy Valley and Rudy Valley? And now, an open letter to movie star Dixie Lee. Why are you wasting your time with that boo crooner? He thinks he's headed for the big time, but there's only one Carmen Lombardo.
Thank you, Miss Parsonhopper. Now, it's Morton Downey time. Yes, Morton Downey sings for Coca Ginsburg.
Mr. Carpenter.
Yes? What is it, page boy?
Downey won't be here. Coca Ginsburg just folded.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have just missed Morton Downey sings. But thanks anyway, Morton. Instead, we bring you our page boy and our switchboard operator singing the tune that everybody's whistling on Broadway.
Ma, he's making eyes at me. Ma, he's awful nice to me. I really mean it.
Ma, she's almost breaking my heart.
Hear me talking to you.
She's beside me. Oh, mercy, let my conscience guide me.
Ma, he wants to marry me. Be my honey bee.
Come on and be my little honey bee. Every minute I get bolder now. I'm leaning on her shoulder.
Ma, he's kissing me.
Special material coming up.
Mama, he's making eyes at me. Mama, he's awful nice to me.
Oh, she's almost breaking my heart. If you peek in, baby, she'll begin to weaken.
Mama, he wants to marry me. Be my honey, ba-ba-bee.
Oh, meeting with resistance. I shall holler for assistance,
Mama, he's kissing me.
She's kissing me.
Mama, he's kissing me.
Here's the tune that's getting quite a tumble these days. Maybe It's Because by Harry Ruby and John Scott. Judy, if you'll start it, I'll clamber in as carefully as I can.
Maybe it's because the kiss you gave me touched my heart and went right through. I can't tell you why, I only know that I fell helplessly in love with you.
Well, baby, couldn't it be that maybe it's because the song we danced to told a story old and new? I can't figure out just why it came about or how I fell in love with you.
I could say you're grand and therefore I care for you so.
But there is a why and a wherefore, and I'd like to know.
Supposing, baby, that maybe it's because the star I wished on made a certain wish come true.
Or if it just could be that you were meant for me, and maybe I was meant for you.
I could say you're grand, and therefore I care for you so. But there is no why or wherefore
if it could be that maybe it's because the star you wished on made a certain wish come true. Or if it just could be that you were meant for me, and maybe I was meant for you.
Thank you, Judy. Thanks, Judy. I do hope you'll pay us another visit real soon, huh?
I sure will, Bing. What are you doing next week?
Well, next week is music night. Peggy Lee, the Rhythmaires, and all of us, we're going to open a special birthday carton of songs. Old ones, new ones, lots of them. Hope to see you then, folks, for Chesterfield's, the best cigarette for you to smoke. And thanks very much.
The Bing Crosby Show is produced and transcribed in Hollywood by Bill Morrow and Murdo McKenzie. Judy Garland appeared by arrangement with Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, producers of The Red Danube, starring Walter Pidgeon, Ethel Barrymore, and Peter Lawford. Tune in next week and hear Bing Crosby, John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, the Rhythmaires, and Bing's guest, Peggy Lee. The George Burns and Gracie Allen Show follows immediately.